Hello everyone, it's your ichino-ani here. How are you all doing today? Today is April 24th, Thursday. Wow. Time really flies, doesn't it? Alright class, let's look at a super interesting paper from our archive today. It's from the world of human-computer interaction, or CHIN. The title is Signaling Human Intentions to Service Robots. Understanding the use of social cues during in-person conversations. Wow, that's a long one. And the color is ArXiv 4.6167. It's like a secret code address for the paper. So, what problem is this paper trying to solve? Imagine we're chatting with someone important, maybe having coffee, and a little robot waiter comes over. You want to tell it something like, "Can go away for now. We'll bring the drink over here." You're busy talking. You don't want to pull out your phone to use an app. And maybe you don't want to shout commands out loud, right? It might feel a bit awkward. This paper explores how people naturally use social cues, like gestures, maybe a little wave, or even just where they look. How do you signal our attentions to robots using subtle ways? Especially when we're focused on talking to other people. The researchers did a really neat experiment. They used augmented reality in AR headsets. So participants saw virtual robots while having a simulated coffee chat. It was like a pretend meeting of potential employers. How exciting. Participants had to interact with different kinds of robot waiters. One looked like a person, an anthropomorphic robot, and looked like an animal. A xenophobe robot, maybe like a dog. One was a machine on the ground, a grounded technical robot, like a delivery car, and one was flying. An AI technical robot ready to drum waiter. Cool. And people took turns being the main speaker and mostly listening. They had to signal 13 different things to the robot, like yeah, and the length joke, stop. The researchers watched carefully to see what gestures and movements and words people used. They even interviewed them afterwards to ask why they chose those signals. What did they find out? Well, people often use similar common cues. They come. A little wave to say, "Go away," by pointing to show where something should go. Makes sense. But the robot's shape mattered. People tended to gesture high and up for taller robots like the drone, and maybe bend down a bit to gesture lower for the shorter robot dog. They also seemed to adjust based on where they thought the robot's eyes or were. Right, being a speaker or listener changed things too. When people were busy speaking, they sometimes used simpler cues. Maybe quicker gestures are talking to the robot more, since they were already talking anyway. Listeners, who are talking as much, sometimes use more complex gestures. They also found people tried to be polite, especially in that coffee chat setting. Now, how could this be useful in our daily lives? Let's think. Okay, example. Imagine better user interfaces for websites or apps. Maybe your computer can notice a quick hand wave to dismiss a notification while busy typing. That'd be handy. Example 2. Think about VR games experiences. Instead of clicking buttons, you could use natural body language to interact with virtual characters or objects. Like waving to a virtual shopkeeper to get their attention. Much more real. Example 3. This could be amazing for accessibility technology. Imagine an assistive robot helping someone who finds it hard to speak or use controls. The robot could learn to understand them, make subtle gestures or add movements to touch things or help around the house. That's wonderful. We could even think about voice assistants like Alexa or Siri. Maybe they could get better at understanding what you mean by noticing where you're looking or a small gesture you make. Like saying that off while glancing at a specific lamp. Less confusion. And of course, for robot waiters or delivery bots in places like hotels or restaurants. You could understand quad sigmas without disturbing conversations. How is this different from other tech? Well, compared to using an app on your phone. These social cues are less disruptive when you're doing something else. And compared to shouting voice commands, it's much quieter and feels more naturally in social places. It's also different from systems that need very specific command gestures. This research is about understanding that natural, everyday ways we communicate non-verbally. So this paper helps us understand how robots can learn to read our subtle signals, making interaction smoother and, well, more human. Isn't that fascinating? That's all the time we have for today's trending paper. Keep thinking. Keep exploring. This is ichino-ani, signing off. Bye-bye.